Welcome to the Model Car Podcast, a bi-weekly show about building scale model cars. This show is brought to you by the generous financial support of our Patreon backers. Our Patreon supporters get access to our behind-the-scenes Slack channel, patron extras, and even a chance to be on the show. If you can help support the show, please visit the supporters page on our website, modelcar.show. If you would like more talk about model cars, please join our Facebook group or our Slack workspace.
Hello and welcome to the Model Car Podcast. I'm Justin and joined as always by my friend and co-host John Dizan. Hey John, how are you today?
Pretty good.
Oh, that's short and sweet, isn't it?
Yeah, why not? What's wrong with that?
Pithy, almost. Pithy. We'll go there.
Oh, dear. Terrible.
Terrible. Well, we'll get right into it because we've got nothing else to talk about.
Okay.
What you been working on, John?
Well, I worked on the Can-Am garage, and it's back to full operation, if you will. My photographic backdrop, my diorama, call it what you want, the Can-Am garage. I added the AMT 2-post lift to it, and a 3D printed chassis dyno.
Ooh, very cool. I saw that. That looks
Thank
really
you.
cool. But you're not telling anybody where to get it yet.
No, yeah, you can get it, but you're going to be... There's technical difficulties at this time.
Technical difficulties. All right.
Yeah.
How's progress on 240 Robert 2?
Everything but the body is painted. The body, I've filled a sink mark on the rear cap. I've done this, I've assembled the body and it's ready for primer.
Well, that's always good.
Oh, right. I still need to add the mud flaps.
You're not going to add those on after? Or are they integrated?
Yeah, I'm debating whether it would be easier to integrate them now or to do it later.
A little bit of super glue. You can do it later, no problem.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
If you put mud flaps on, though, it will be much harder to align the body onto the chassis. Ask me how I know this.
There's an interior that goes in the body, then the body drops onto a truck chassis. There's not going to be any problems with aligning things.
All right. Okay. That's good. I did that to a Tamiya car one day, a rally car, and decided that I wanted to adjust something inside and popped off all of the mud flaps because they were actually glued onto the chassis and the interior, just the way it worked. So It was an ugly fix. So I've done that. That's why I know do them last.
Yeah, no, there's no problems on 240 Robert with that.
Good. You got something else on your workbench because
it's also,
you can't just have one thing, right?
well, if putty is drying, I should work on something else, shouldn't I?
This is true. So what else have you been working on?
Okay, so worked on my 69 Super B. The A12 car, that is.
All right, cool. Very cool. What'd you get done on that one?
The wheels and tires are on. The suspension, well, the chassis is all built up now. Before it wasn't.
Very good.
Trying to think, what did I do to it? It's like, oh yeah, well, the whole chassis is built now.
Very cool. Have you got that colored and painted?
Oh yeah, that's all painted. It was painted before it was assembled.
That was a while ago, right?
Yeah.
So you sound like you're almost done on that then.
Cross fingers. Definitely hoping to be done in December.
Wow, that finish word again,
Yeah, that's a scary word, isn't it?
Started is an even scarier one for me.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it could be. I like to start, finish.
No kidding. What did you get in the mail?
What didn't I get in the mail?
I know. I see the big list here. It's like, wow.
Yeah, the big list. I got the new AMT 1964 Olds Cutlass 442. I got the Revel Germany Dutz D30 farm tractor, the Volkswagen T2 bus, the Revell Ford Bronco with trailer and dune buggy, and finally my Ranger Detail Technologies E1 mini pumper kit.
Any of those that you think are worthy of talking about? The Deutz or the T2 bus, for example, or the new Cutlass?
The Cutlass isn't all that different from the Cutlass that we got earlier in the year. It's a coupe and has 442 badges.
Is the engine different or is it just the same, basically?
I didn't sit and compare the two kits. Don't know.
Okay.
Didn't.
All right.
Couldn't tell you about that. The Dutes and the Volkswagen are Revell's new.
Simplified kits. Is that a nice way to put it?
Simplified might be a good way to put it. I mean, they come molded in the appropriate colors. The bus is molded in orange. The Dutes is molded in green with red wheels. The bus also happens to have the interior molded in gray. It's all like that. It all looks good when assembled, but I would definitely recommend painting them because it's easy to tell on the box for both the box art models. They didn't paint them. The Dutes, the green on the fenders is almost see-through, if you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And the Volkswagen, sure, it's molded in orange, which is great. There was, let's say, within the past 5 years, there's one of them here in town. But the gray interior pieces kind of show through the orange plastic.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely got to paint them. They sure look good. If you sit there and look at the parts and see how it's all going to go and see what the detail is, this is pretty darn nice, actually.
Oh, good. Because the T2 bus, the box art looked a little toy-like on it.
It does look a little toy-like, but I maintain with a coat of paint, it won't look so toy-like.
Good. All right. I haven't seen one in person, so I was kind of curious.
Yeah, okay. We could talk about the other Revell, but I think you might want to talk about it.
The Revell's Bronco and Dune Buggy. I was out yesterday, and I had to go to the big city, mostly to make my wife happy. We just moved into a new house, and apparently the appliances aren't good enough, so we're buying all new appliances, which made it a very, very expensive day, which gave me a reason to go to the model shop and not feel guilty about buying a kit or two. So I did pick up Revell's Bronco and Dune Buggy. I just got a bit of a look through. I haven't opened any of the bags or anything. I like the Dune Buggy. The Dune Buggy looked really, really cool. That's the main reason I bought that.
Well, it looks cool, but it's very simplified too.
It's fine. I think it'll build up just beautifully.
I mean, the tires are about 3/4 tire.
Oh, I hadn't noticed that.
There's no inner tire.
Mm.
And the same applies to the trailer.
Oh, lovely.
And the engine is simplified, shall we say. We'll be very polite about it, very diplomatic. I love it. I had it as a kid. It was known as the Sandman back then. It came with I believe a Chevy Love pickup, the trailer, and the Dune Buggy. Loved it as a kid. I still love the concept of it now. I'm just waiting for somebody, say like Fireball or somebody, to come out with detailed parts for this.
Mm.
Because it wouldn't take much to make the engine look better. If you really want to do it, you could make inner tires, for the trailer and the Bronco, the Dune Buggy yourself, but having a 3D printed master and going from there, like how Fireball does it, it would go a long way.
So let me ask you a question, John.
Mm-hmm.
How many spare tires do you have?
Spare tires for?
Kits. There's nothing in your selection that you couldn't replace with?
No. The front tires in the buggy? Nope.
Okay. I didn't actually notice. I just kind of opened the box, looked at the instructions, and saw everything was in two different bags.
Mm-hmm.
I did like what I saw. I was kind of mostly looking at the Dune Buggy itself, but I got it for a fair price. I think I paid $55 for it, so
yeah, not horrible.
That wasn't a horrible price to get it locally, so I was pretty pleased with that. The more interesting one that I picked up, and the more expensive one, is Meng's GT40.
Yes, I want to know completely what you think about that thing after you've had a good look at it.
Yeah, I took that out. I haven't opened any of the bags on it. From what I see, it is molded really nicely. Meng does really nice molding. They do perhaps a little over complicated assembly sequences, but from what I saw, I really, really like this kit. My first look at it was like, oh, this is exciting for me to build. So surprisingly, I don't know where my Fujimi is, because I was going to compare the two of those. So I've got, I think I complained about this. I don't have all my kits out because I just don't have enough space in my little...
But you have enough space for how many fridges and stoves?
Yeah, exactly. It's this house, man. This house. Anyway, so I don't have all my kits out, and I think my Fujimi one is tucked away in one of the boxes somewhere. That's it's a hassle. So I couldn't compare, but looking at this one, it looks very, very nice. So I'm quite excited to get there. As for building, BC is still in a state of emergency, which means I can't get anything. And I have no idea. My spray booth has been on a truck from the East Coast for the last 2 weeks. I've got no idea when or if it's going to show up. Nothing's showing up, so I've got no idea. Everything sort of traditionally would come through Vancouver and then come back up. And, Vancouver is still cut off. There is one road in and out of Vancouver that has a single alternating lane.
Oh, God.
So think about a big city like Vancouver. One alternating lane that is closed down this weekend because it's going to rain again.
Yeah, I heard that, but jeez.
Yep. So Vancouver, if anybody doesn't know, got a big dump of rain. The road that I usually take to go there.
An atmospheric river is, I believe, what they call the storm.
Oh, I hate that name. It's like somebody came up with a hashtag, atmospheric river. Maybe that is a type of storm, but...
First I've heard of it.
It's the first I've heard of it, but everybody is using that term. Oh, there are 3 more atmospheric rivers coming. They used to have a thing called the Pineapple Express, which I think is the same thing, but it was
or similar.
Every news station in the world or in Western Canada has come up with this stupid term, and now it's the only term they could use for a little bit of rain. It's Vancouver. It's the fall. Vancouver rains every year in the fall. It gets a lot of rain. This year it had a really bad storm. But, to give it this new name for hashtag, I mean, geez, maybe atmospheric river is the new normal.
Oh, no. But...
Anyway, rant over. Sorry.
I asked for it.
Yes, we walked into that one, didn't we? No, so I have no idea when my spray booth is coming, but I am so jazzed to get it set up. I've got a lot of my area set up. The spray booth is the one missing thing. Until I can paint, it is too cold to go outside and paint. It is too cold in my garage to go paint. So I'm kind of a sitting duck, really, regretting not bringing up my old paint booth. That is a one regret I have. I did not think this was going to be such a hassle to get. Hey, you live and learn and make some mistakes. And, Chris helped me out so much on this one. And it's nothing to do with him. It's entirely my own mistakes as far as buying this and timing and everything like that. But it'll get here eventually, I'm sure. I'm hoping it'll be a Christmas present so that I can start building again. But
there you go.
It's killing me.
Just for the fun of it, though, I just Googled atmospheric river. The term was started in the early 1990s, apparently, by 2 people at MIT. And the Pineapple Express storms are the most commonly represented and recognized types of atmospheric rivers.
It's just somebody actually Googled it, figured out what it is.
Somebody Googled it. Somebody looked up MIT and
hashtag atmospheric river. Yeah. And that's really what it's become. And again, I don't have a problem. That one, certainly where you drop that much water, that's probably an atmospheric river. When you're getting just a normal rainstorm in Vancouver, it probably isn't. Anyway.
No, it isn't.
Well, I get grumpy sometimes when people do stupid things. Did you know that, John? I may have talked about that.
Never.
Well, we'll save that for the next show. I've got a rant coming on.
In November 2021, massive flooding in the Fraser River Basin near Vancouver was attributed to an atmospheric river. That's all there is on it.
That's fine. I got no problem with that. The problem that I have is there are 3 more waves of rain coming in. Mm-hmm. And each one of those is an upcoming atmospheric river. It's like, okay, that's 40 to 50 millimeters of rain, which in Vancouver is just a normal storm. It's not a particularly big river. It might be an atmospheric stream. It isn't a river. Anyway, the river was, I think it put down 200 millimeters of rain in 24 hours. That one, I'm okay with that one being called an atmospheric river. Just a normal rainstorm, though. Anyway, Grumpy old
That's
man.
20 centimeters. That's still a lot of rain.
Oh, it's a heck of a lot of rain. But, that's normal for Vancouver. We're hoping, I'm living up in more of a desert area, so we did get a little bit of the rain. It came down as that white stuff, and I actually had to shovel my driveway the other day, John.
Yeah. I had to snowball mine this morning.
Yeah. I went out last night. I found my new neighbors.
Oh.
There is a family of deer that actually come onto my
cool.
property. I've seen the tracks in the snow.
Wait a minute. You called them neighbors. That's called freeloaders, isn't it? When they come and stay on your property?
Yeah, well, it was just the weirdest thing. I've had a few encounters with deer on the roads around here. I pulled out of my driveway and they were crossing from my neighbor's vineyard into my backyard. And I thought that was just the weirdest thing. There was a family of 3 little ones and a buck. I don't know how to tell you the number of points, but he had a good chunk of antlers on him. So
Every point is a point.
yeah, he must have been a 4 or 6 point buck if you go that way.
There would be some people that would take that.
Oh, I was looking at that, and they make them meaty out here too. They're very solid. I guess they're well fed on my neighbors' wines and vineyards and stuff.
And you can't shoot it. You can't shoot them in town.
That's okay. I'm vegetarian. I wouldn't shoot them anyway.
Yes, I'm aware of that, but other people might be thinking, where is it Justin lives? You can't shoot them in town, guys.
No, it was just wonderful to see. They crossed the road right in front of my truck as I backed out of my driveway, and they kind of went down the side of my property, and I went, oh, wild.
Cool.
I've heard things rustling, but I've never actually seen anything before. I was out getting dinner for the family last night.
And just out of curiosity, has the princess met them?
No, but we've heard rustling, and she's barked at the trees a few times, but we've never actually seen them.
Okay. She's got the right basic idea then.
Oh, Coco is a guard dog, if you believe it or not. A long-haired Lhasa Apso. So if you haven't seen my dog, come on Slack. I'll occasionally post pictures. She is a princess dog. She has a little ponytail up on top of her head to keep her hair out of her eyes. She is the most girly dog you're ever going to see. And yet she thinks she's a big dog when it comes to guarding things. She will sit down and she's got a big woof to her. Woof. When something comes up, and quite often we're out in the front yard and she's doing her business, and she'll plant and she'll sit down and she'll start woofing at things with a substantial bark for a little dog. She doesn't know she's a little dog. She's got big dog syndrome.
No little dog understands that they're small.
Yeah. So she's guarded us from many things.
Shadows,
rustling. I'm not sure what they are. It could be a bear. It could be, I think, I saw a trash panda the other day. First time I've seen a trash panda out.
God.
Not around my house, but along the road.
Good.
Really weird thing. He was actually sitting at the side of the road, watching the traffic, waiting to cross.
Oh, God.
These guys are like so polite out here.
Damn.
Yeah, it was just the oddest thing to drive past. I thought it was a big ass cat, and I drove past. It's like, oh no, that's a trash panda. First one I've seen.
That's a big ass cat, all right.
But I'm still trying to figure out what all the different wildlife in the area is. I know bears come around and cougars and apparently deer. So
cougars.
Yeah, it's a weird place. Oh, and last night we had the howling of the coyotes when Coco was trying to go for her nighttime poop.
Woof, was there
woof,
barking
woof.
at that?
Oh, there was. There was. We have coyotes on the hills, so yeah, it's a weird place to live in, John. All right, let's get back onto modeling because we do a show called Model Car Podcast. Not Justin lives in the wilderness of British Columbia. Mm-hmm. What's coming up, John? They got some interesting stuff released or announced, I guess. From...
Yes, Revel Germany has shown us their releases for January till May of 2022. Mm-hmm. And while there's no way I could find to individually link to each of the photos, they're in there. Yes, you'll have to look at some non-car stuff if you follow the link, but it's all there.
It is. I could actually find stuff in there. It's non-car stuff and it's all in German just to really mess you up.
Yeah, to really mess you up. Yeah, but so Like I say, I don't speak and see Deutsch, but
Sprechen die Deutsch, I think is the way they say it.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch. That's it. Okay.
And I'm only saying that because I'm looking at Kommen wir sind in dem Segment das Servieranhänger hat. Und I have no idea what that means. But it sounds pretty cool, doesn't it?
I know a few words, but yeah. Okay. So, shall we hit them?
Let's do it.
In January, Promotion Box 2017 Ford GT, 2014 Corvette Stingray, and the Dutes D30. Whatever they mean by Promotion Box, I have no idea, but it's big, it's black. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks nice. Interestingly enough, I originally looked at this.
Can you imagine the price?
Well, yeah, who knows? I thought this was pre-assembled. That was my original thought when I looked at it. But there's because there's no skill level on it, it just says, it says 27 parts on the Ford GT. So I guess it's their snap kit.
Yep.
10 plus is no skill level, but it does say easy click system. So very interesting. So I'm assuming it might be a simplified version that you put together. The Deutsch D30, that is a snap kit, is it not, John?
Well, it's like the Volkswagen T2. They're simplified kits. They say they're snap, but I think you'll have to glue some stuff somewhere.
It's so interesting. It's just them in a pretty box. And I can tell you one thing, looking at this box, it is not going to fit on a shelf nicely with any other kits that you own.
Oh, gosh, no. It really is a square box, isn't it?
It's tall and square.
Yep.
So it's taller than it is wider. So probably if you think of a regular box and you flip it on its side.
It's not even like a shoebox. It's a whole new size. Yay.
Link in the show notes.
In February, the Mercedes-Benz 1625 TLF 2450. Now, without even looking at the picture, I know what that means. That means fire engine.
I believe I have one of these Mercedes ones, but I'm not sure which version I have. I'm not sure it's unpacked.
Well, when are you going to build it anyway?
When I get a spray booth? I don't know. I got to live forever, John. Live forever and build them all. That should be.
Yeah.
I think that should be our hashtag. Live forever and build them all.
Sounds good. I'm game, definitely game. Yeah, those. Now looking at the pictures now. Yeah, okay. The Ford GT. Those boxes really are different, aren't they?
Yeah, they are not going to sit nicely on a shelf. And having been a guy that just put up all my shelves and put up as many kits as I possibly could, my shelves go 10 feet into the air because that's how big the ceilings are in this house. And I have them packed all the way up there. I could tell you these things are not going to fit nicely anywhere.
Yeah, and I'm just sitting here looking at the picture of the engine, of the fire engine, the fire apparatus. And unless I miss my guess, it might be a tanker. So
it looks like it's got water coming out.
As opposed to an actual engine. Yeah, it looks like it's got water coming out, and there's not doors all the way up and down the sides of the truck. There's just two doors open on the driver's side, and I'm assuming only 2 doors on the passenger side, so the middle space must be the tank for water. I don't know. Yeah,
I don't see a ladder or anything on it. So
No. Well, again, the Europeans do it a little bit differently than you do in America or the North America idea, where one truck does an awful lot of jobs.
Cool. All right, what's next, John?
April, the 69 Camaro SS.
That's actually a lovely kit.
Well, actually, and it's not even just an SS, it's got the RS hood.
Well,
if we believe what we're seeing, if that's what they give us in the box.
I'm not going to put money on that, John.
Never know.
Oh, the next one's kind of interesting.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to see if I understand any German about the Camaro, and nope, don't understand any of it. Oh, and it's a 350 car too. Also in April is the Porsche 917K Le Mans 1970 limited edition. The red car, white stripes, number 23.
And this one says Cooperation Fujimi. Which I'm going to say this is the Fujimi kit.
Probably, yeah.
Because cooperation sounds like cooperation. Actually, I got to say it a little more German because it's got the big K in front of it. Cooperation.
That's bitter.
Anyway, I'm sorry to any of our German listeners if I've just upset you, but we're having fun. That actually is a nice.
Justin can be reached at the Model Car Podcast.
Yes. No, it's cool. I like that, especially like the idea they're doing these collaborations. That's cool.
In May, the Volkswagen T1 panel van, Coca-Cola.
Lots of Coca-Cola stuff out there. And you know what?
Yeah.
It sells. It sells.
It sells. You need one if you don't have one. Didn't you know? Coke is it.
Oh, God. Oh, yes. No. Let's move on, John.
Okay, moving on. I guess I sort of missed this when I did the show notes, but there's something about super detailing for the London Bus Platinum Edition.
Oh, God.
That's a big kit. There's a lot of parts in that thing already. Foto erzählen. Der Basnouts Beinhalt neben Photo etch. Well, I see sort of like photo etch metal. So I'm guessing there's photo etch in it now?
Possibly. I'm not buying another one.
No. I have the Neoplan. I'm happy. That's all I need for European style bus.
I've got both of them. And actually, you know what's funny? This is the Routemaster, the London bus.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember those Haynes manuals or whatever they were? It wasn't the Haynes version. They did a version of that about the Routemaster. Like a teardown and all that.
There's one on the Millennium Falcon too, and the X-Wings. And
I actually picked that up and got about halfway through reading that before life got in the way. But that is, I've got this kit and really, really want to build it. But it is a very, very tricky build. Because none of the parts fit together the way you'd think they would.
Oh, jeez.
So it's like you're putting different panels together, kind of like Tamiya Enzo kind of style.
Oh, joy.
With Revell Germany quality. I'm expecting nothing to fit quite as well as it does. Have you ever seen one of these built up?
I've seen pictures on the internet, but I've never seen one at a show.
Yeah, I haven't either. I was kind of curious to see.
No.
But yep, that is a cool kit. I like it anyway, regardless of the fact that it looks like it's a nightmare to build. But one of these days when I have a spray booth, John. Boy. What's next?
In June, there's what I'm guessing works out to 50th anniversary of the Jägermeister Motorsport Porsche 935, is it? Or
I believe it is.
Yeah, with paints, paintbrush, and glue.
Oh, God. Paintbrush. Yeah, what could go wrong? Just paint the whole thing. Bright orange. Yeah.
A little bit of black trim, gold on the wheels. You're done. A black window trim. Yeah.
With a paintbrush. What could go wrong, John?
Too many things.
That's a re-release. That's been not too long in the past, but I'm old and that could have been 20 years ago for all I remember.
There you go. We also have coming a 65 Shelby Cobra 427.
Does Revell have their own kit for this, or is this going to be another?
It would be Monogram's kit, but yeah.
I'm just wondering if they're doing a cooperation with Fujimi on this one as well.
Doesn't say.
That Monogram kit's a little old. Oh, God. I'm just reading ahead. Oh, God.
Oh, God. In May, there's the BMW Isetta Coca-Cola.
Okay. Like, why?
I have no idea.
The BMW Isetta, but Coca-Cola? Why? That's terrible. And that's big, too. That's 1/16th, isn't it?
Yeah, that's going to be a big kit. I don't care what you say. That's going to take up a lot of space. I know it's a small car, but that's a big scale.
That is ugly. Hey, that reminds me. I haven't found those either.
I hope you're writing this down.
They got to be here somewhere.
Look for this, look for that, look for this, look for that.
Oh, no, I have the Gunzi did a kit that was the Isetta and the Messerschmitt, I think it was.
Yeah, and 1/24th.
And 1/24th in a double kit.
Yeah.
And I just realized that I didn't unpack that box. So I have no idea where it was, because I thought it was mostly the American kits in my trucks that I left unpacked. But perhaps
Apparently not.
I've left a box of Japanese stuff with the Fujimi and the Fujimi GT40 and these somewhere. So who knows what else is in that box? I'm sure it'll be interesting when my wife sells it off for $5 when I'm dead.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Lastly, in April of 2022, in 1/8 scale, is the 1979 Pontiac Trans Am, complete with the Screaming Chicken on the hood.
Was this a kit that was out before in 8 scale? I don't think I've ever seen one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Any good?
Late 70s, early 80s. Yep. I don't know if it's any good. It's big.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, that should, in theory, probably take up most of my desk that my computer and printer are on.
Mm. You have your printer on your desk?
Yes.
That explains why I get a hum.
The printer's not on.
Okay. Well, I still get a hum. Cool. Lots of cool stuff on there, John.
And that's just the Revell stuff.
Yeah. Cool. What else we got today, John?
What else today we got? We can pre-order from KMP the Ford Fiesta WRC engine bay conversion and the Tarmac conversion.
Oh, gosh. You're going to spend my money again, aren't you?
I know. That's precisely why they were included here.
I was going to say you do this just for me, don't you?
I do. Mm-hmm. Love you, Justin.
These are cool. I 3D printed again, though. I haven't done a lot of 3D printed stuff. I guess because of my own experience, I've always seen it and kind of looked at it and went, not so much. The quality's getting better. You've got some 3D stuff, right? How's it look?
Mm-hmm. And it's very, very nice stuff.
This certainly looks like it could be up there. But unfortunately, the one thing that scares me is having to take them off let's call it the sprue.
Very easy to take off.
The number of attachment points. Ugh.
Very easy to take it off.
Really? Okay. John, I'm trying to talk myself out of this stuff.
I know. I'm trying to talk you into it.
Oh, good. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Maybe I'll treat myself if and when I get my
spray booth
set up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at the tires now and going, ooh, the Tarmac conversion set. Those are really pretty.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Makes me glad I got the Volkswagen Golf. Special mention. The Salvino's JR 1976 Dodge Charger, number 43 STP car with vinyl wraps for everything.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about this. What is the vinyl wrap?
Well, it's pre-printed vinyl. You paint the body. Well, you don't even have to paint the body. Everything's molded in color. It comes to the decal time, if you will. You peel the vinyl wrap off the sheet and just stick it to the side of the car.
That sound, John. That sound.
I know. It slipped out.
Oh, boy. We'll see if the editing software leaves that in. This is basically a sticker.
But it's vinyl. It's not a sticker.
It's a sticker. You can call it a vinyl. You can call it whatever. I wonder how this works, because stickers tend to stick.
I'm very, very, very curious as to how this works. I am very, very interested. Luckily, one of our slackers, Ken Nesbitt, won one last week on the from Salvino's as part of their weekly contest.
Ooh.
So he's going to keep us informed just what this is like. If it sounds interesting enough, I may have to get one just to see.
Yeah, I'm certainly curious. The one thing that does scare me a little bit about it, these are big red pieces that go along the side of the car.
Yep.
So they go all the way from nose to tail and up over the C-pillar.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of, I'm just thinking if this was a decal, getting it into place first try, you would want to move this around a little bit to get it into position.
I'm thinking you could probably do it like they do for full size. I mean, that when you wrap a full size car, it's essentially vinyl anyway. So in that case, they wet down the cars with water or Windex.
Do they?
Yes, they do. They
okay.
center, they get the graphic to where they want, then they squeegee it all out. Well, Get yourself a few dozen cotton swabs and have fun.
Okay. Be interesting to see. I've got no idea. So it's not quite a sticker. It is perhaps vinyl.
No, that's why I'm saying it's vinyl, not a sticker. From based on what I know of it, what I've just described should work. But I don't know. I am curious. I want to see this.
Very interesting to see. Not too cheap.
It's only $4 more than the regular kit.
I guess that's cheaper than actually their decal stuff. So,
Well, yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't buy from Salvino's because, well, they don't return emails.
They don't return emails, but they are completely revamping their website. And us Canadians will be able to buy direct shortly. Like before the end of the year.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about customer service next time.
Okay, moving on.
Move on. Safer
Available
to move
now.
on, John.
Oh boy. Some of this I know we've discussed before. Some of it I looked at it and said, yeah, we have discussed this before, so it never made it this far. But if you're still following along, still playing bingo, because here we go, people. Aoshima. Well, Skyline HT 2000 GT X.
They've got this new release of these big Japanese letters on a white box and very stylish, very custom, I would say. They've got sort of wide dish wheels on them. And this is an old, I don't know what year that would have been.
70s?
70s or maybe early 80s, but it's kind of got that look of very inspired by an old Mustang.
Yeah. Well, isn't that what they've always said it was anyway? Wasn't the Skyline intended to be the Japanese Mustang?
I don't know.
You don't know? I thought I heard that somewhere. Could be
Anything's possible. Manned space flight is possible. Ken and Mary, though. Who are Ken and Mary, and why do they have a Skyline?
No idea.
All right, I'm assuming they're a tuning company. All right, cool. Links to the show notes for all of these if you're interested.
Yeah, the Mark II HT 2000 2000 SGS Grande.
That's a weird looking little car, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, believe me, they're going to get worse before they start getting better.
It's like somebody put a Jag front end onto a Toyota Corolla. Very weird.
Yeah.
Have you noticed the holy crap handles hanging from the rearview mirror of this one, John?
The holy crap handles?
The side of the car. Handles? You got to look at this. I'm assuming that's what they are.
Oh, yeah, and the insides.
The insides, yeah.
Huh. Okay. I had not noticed that when I was doing the homework, but that's what...
Can you describe what these are for the listeners? Because unless they go to the show notes, they're not going to see this.
That's for when the driver decides to go drifting around mountain roads and you have passengers in the back seat and you need to hold on to something, anything to keep yourself from going to the far side of the car. Holy crap.
But the handles that they have.
It's a ring.
It's a ring. You remember as a kid, you played on the rings in the playground?
And it might even be on a chain.
It looks like it's on a chain or some strap, but it's hanging from the top of the roof at the B pinner.
I hope it's not a chain.
Isn't that weird?
Because if you've got nobody holding onto it and you're doing violent left, right, tink, 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 tink. No.
Wow. Chain or not, that's going to hit the window. Thump, thump, thump.
Yeah.
Weird stuff. Hey, it's Japanese. They do some interesting stuff. What's the next one, John?
Dear.
Let's move on.
The Cedric 4-door HT 2000 SGL E.
That is a face that not even a mother could love.
But somebody loved it enough to make a model of it.
And surprisingly, somebody loved it enough to buy it? I don't get it.
The Celica XX 2000 GT Twin Cam 24.
This is one of those cars that somebody dropped from a height and bent the wheels out.
Yeah, there you go.
And for some reason, this is posed
for the box art.
For the box art with one retractable headlight up and one down.
I remember I've seen cars do that.
I don't think I had a car that did that, but it wasn't intentional. It was broken.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Lots of interesting stuff here.
Skyline HT 2000 Turbo GT ES.
This one's not as bad. It looks a little more traditional.
Mm.
This whole series, I think, is old retro cars with nose jobs and accoutrements somewhere throughout them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm looking for the good stuff.
Celica 1600 GT. It's not bad, but...
It's not bad. Somebody dropped it, bent the wheels out.
Mm-hmm.
It looks, yeah. It's the style. I'm just old. I don't get the style, John.
Me neither. Skyline 4-door 2000 GT X.
Same car, different nose, small little wheels, slammed. Oh, this is a 4-door version of it.
Mm-hmm. Said so, 4-door.
Yeah. All right.
Cedric 4-door hardtop 280E Rome.
Oh, that we're back to the ugly face again.
Mm-hmm.
Man, look at that. Look at that. I've never noticed this car before. The Cedric or Gloria. How do you determine if yours is the Cedric or the Gloria? What makes it male or what makes it female?
Color?
I guess so. I don't know. They look very similar.
Mm-hmm.
But they're ugly. There's no other way to say that. They are. What North American car does this look like, John?
None.
Like with those big square lights on the front, rectangular lights. I don't know. You got to see this one, guys. It's interesting. Not something I will be buying.
No, unfortunately. I will tempt you with other stuff. The 112 scale Honda Super Hawk 3 limited color.
Another vintage bike. Again, you've got one. Unless you're, I've said it before, unless these call out to you, they're not that exciting.
The Liberty Walk LB Works Lamborghini Huracan version 1.
I have a story about these. This is a lovely kit that I wanted to get.
I think this is all brand new tooling. It's simplified, molded in color.
There is there's another version of this one that's out at the moment. Gray version. But anyway, a lovely kit. I would love to find a place to get that.
Lamborghini Sesto Elemento.
This is a re-release because I bought this not too long ago.
And there's also a detail up parts for the Sesto Elemento.
Yeah, I have the same thing. This is one of the deepest boxes I've seen on a kit in a long time.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the same as the next one too. I've got both of these kits and their boxes are probably twice as deep as a normal sort of Tamiya kit.
The Pagani Huayra 16 Pachetta Tempesta.
This is another re-release.
Yes.
Lovely kit. Far too expensive for what it is, but hey, you just got to have it because it's so cool.
I have the standard version of the Huayra, not the Tempesta, but the Tempesta. Just because it's a Tempesta. Come on.
I figured anything that is Italian is dramatic and a little Tempesta in the first place.
But it's not really Italian.
Well, they're using Italian words for it.
They use the word Italian words to describe it, but Pagani, Mr. Pagani, he's from South America.
I did not know that.
You did not know this. My God. Cool. Moving on. The MCR Z33 Fairlady Z Nissan 2005.
Basically a 350Z with a nose job.
So, moving on. The 99 Mazda RX-7 C West FD35.
We have seen this one before.
Pretty certain.
It's a newer RX-7.
Yeah.
That's fine if you're into them. I'm getting Fast and the Furious vibes off that one, John.
You should. 112 scale, the Honda CB 400N Hawk 3 from 1978.
Nice little bike. Small bike.
Screamer. Yeah, 400 Screamer.
400. Good little bike for around town. You can pick it up one-handed.
Oh, okay. Cool. Moving on, the Kawasaki ZX 900R GP Z 900R Ninja from 2002.
Really? From 2002?
Mm-hmm. It's a fairly new Ninja.
That doesn't look that new.
No, I agree, but it is.
Well, it's saying it is. It just doesn't look it. It looks older. Maybe it's the way the light works on it. But yeah, I guess it really is that. Rare sport bikes for sale. I'm actually taking a look and seeing what year these were built. It's a 1985.
Eesh. Okay.
Yeah, I would say that these, if I actually look at the real bikes, they're from the mid 80s. I'm not sure where the O2 comes from, but it certainly doesn't look like an O2 from me. I'm seeing one from 1985, one from 1988. Some of these, maybe they just kept the style going.
Could be.
It just looks so dated. I'm surprised. At 1993. Okay, well, I see a 93, so maybe they just kept that.
Maybe it sold real well.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought the Ninja had a much more integrated light in those days, but, hey, learn something new every day.
Moving on. The LB Works Skyline, Japan, 4-door.
It's, I got nothing on that one, John. It's ugly. If you take a perfectly good car and screw it up, that's how you get it.
The LB Works 130 Laurel.
That's even worse.
112 scale Kawasaki GP Z900R Ninja A2.
All right, so this is basically the same bike that we looked at before from 1985. So it's weird that they call it an O2 and an 85. And basically it looks like
maybe I know they have it here in the notes and I have it here as a -02, like a number, but maybe they mean O2.
Yeah, that would make more sense to me, but you never know.
No, you don't know.
You never know. Maybe it just is that new, and I'm just that out of these bikes that I have no idea.
No, you don't ride them, do you?
Nope. I'm old. My back doesn't handle sports bikes anymore.
The LB Works R35 GTR version 1.
Liberty Walk. Again, it's just another. Well, this one's what? This is the GTR version, the North American GTR that's all done up. Lots of tuner stuff, Japanese people, I think, at this point. And I know there's a market for it, but man, I can't believe that anybody in this market is building so many of these that they can re-release so many different versions. But hey, Aoshima, they got to be selling these because they keep releasing them.
You'd think. I hope so. The LB Works R35 GTR version 2.
Oh.
Well, that one got a bit more attention there.
No, it was actually more, okay, I'm all confused. Where am I in the show notes?
Oh, okay.
They're all look the same. Yep. I've got the Tamiya version. I don't need another version.
Okay, good enough. Moving on. In 112 scale, the Kawasaki GPZ 900R Ninja A7 with custom parts.
Same damn kit again. From 1990 this time.
Yeah, that's a newer bike, though, this time.
Yeah,
supposedly.
It looks like it's the same kit, basically. I don't know what the differences are between them, but you got to be really into your GP 900s to really get excited about those. For the one guy that loves these bikes, he's picking up every single version of them. For the rest of us, it's like, okay, I don't get it.
No, don't get it. Agreed. And again, what you said there can also apply to this. The LB Works R35 GTR Type 2 version 1.
Yeah. What's next, John?
The RE Amemiya FD 3S RX7 from 1999. So it's an RX7, but
That's basically a different version of the one we saw up above.
Now it gets a little bit more interesting. Get off these darn little tuners.
Yeah, no kidding.
A Toyota VZN 130G Hilux Surf SSR X widebody 1991. In other words, a Toyota 4Runner.
This actually looks good. It's a pretty stock-looking truck or
Yes.
SUV.
SUV, yes.
Big wheels on it. I'm not sure if those were stock out here, but
Don't know.
I would actually build that. I wonder if it's just right-hand drive only, probably, but
Conceivable, but
that's very nice, actually. I could go for that.
moving on, the LB Performance Charasuka Works 2-door.
Oh, we're back to those again.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the show notes if you want to see it. I got nothing.
You got nothing. Oh.
I got nothing. John, you got anything on that?
Nope.
What's next?
The RN80 Hilux Long Bed Lift Up 1995 Toyota pickup.
That's actually a cool little truck. I don't think
That's actually a cool little truck. It's actually something that somebody could work with. Regular cab, long bed.
you're going to tell me that I can't enter that for the half-ton build, though, right?
Depends. They make it right suspension. At the time, my cousin worked for a Purina dealer, and he had a truck that looked virtually identical to that. Of course, regular ride height, and it was built as a 1-ton. The truck could haul weight. I mean, the cousin, instead of using a 5-ton truck for some of the smaller delivery runs, the cousin would load the pickup up full of dog food, which is heavy, completely fill a bed. Truck wouldn't even sit down on a suspension.
Wow.
Wonderful little truck. Wonderful little truck.
All right. I kind of look at these as...
And I look at it and I'm thinking now, I don't recall ever seeing a 1-ton badge or anything on the truck either. It was gray, regular cab, long bed, 5-speed. Fun little truck. Got to drive it once or twice. Fun little truck. Happily cruise on the highway in 4th gear. Then I looked down and discovered, oh, it's got 5 gears.
I wonder why I'm bouncing on the red line.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was happy moving along at the speed limit in 4th gear. I just happened to look down. Oh, wait a minute. I got another gear. Yay.
Cool. That actually is nice. Take a look at it in the show notes if you're interested.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're into my area.
The 1974 Lamborghini Countach LP400.
The LP400. Beautiful.
Yes.
Surprisingly enough, I don't actually have this version.
Well, you know what to do about that, don't you?
Yeah, because I've got no more space on my shelf for Lamborghinis. Did I tell you I've got too many models, John?
I think you've applied that once or twice, but I don't believe that.
I could put this in a box and lose it as well. Oh, I like that. That's nice. Another higher.
Yes, the 2012 Pagani Huayra, and then a Huayra Detail Ups parts set.
Cool. I'm kind of curious what mine is now. I have one.
You have one. I have one. I know mine is a standard Huayra.
I have no idea what box mine is in, so
okay.
There we go. We will not get an answer to that anytime soon.
The Nissan KS110 Silvia Super Silhouette from 1982. Race car.
Yep. Big pointy. Yep.
Big pointy. Yep.
Yeah, but not much else to say about that one.
Nope. The Nissan BNR 34 Skyline GTR Z-Tune 2004.
This is the one that competed pretty much with Tamiya's version of it, because they did a Z-Tune as well. I sometimes wonder why people retool the same kit.
Why two model companies do the same kit? They have slightly different ways of looking at detailing, but why you both chose the same subject at the same time?
Yeah, it's Godzilla, but
It is Godzilla. It's not a bad looking car. There's nothing wrong with it. But why did we get two kits from two different manufacturers at the same time of the same car?
Mm-hmm.
We'll never know. The 2010 Subaru GRB Impreza WRX STI.
This is the newer looking Subaru.
Mm-hmm.
The hatchback, I think it is.
Yep.
And it's a stock version, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I've not seen this kit. I think I might have a version of this with a tuner, but I've never seen the stock kit before.
Oh, dear.
And it's apparently
More of Justin's money.
Oh, yeah. I have the same kit in the tuner version. That's okay.
Doesn't need it, in other words. Darn.
Yeah. You saved me some money there, John. Whew.
The 1970 Nissan PGC-10 Skyline 2000 GT-R.
Four-door.
Mm-hmm.
Classic.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Again, re-releases. I can't believe they sell so many of these.
You wouldn't think, but 1977 Nissan KHG 210 Skyline HT 2000 GT-ES.
Oh, come on. Somebody's got to have bingo by now. Yep. That's another one. That's another one.
We should, you could make new bingo cards just outlining different versions of Skylines.
Yeah, that's about it. All right.
The 1977 Toyota RA35 Celica LB 2000 GT.
Yep, it is. Boy, it's hard to say things about these. It's a Celica 2000 rather than the 1600.
Mm-hmm.
If you're into vintage cars, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's pick the interesting ones. The Huracan coming out.
The Huracan, the 2014 Lamborghini Huracan.
Re-release, but hey, what the heck?
Aoshima RN30 Hilux Custom 1978. Custom 78 Toyota pickup.
And this one is custom, so it's more of a lowrider version.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd go for the high rider that we're talking about earlier. I think that's a nicer car.
Yeah, I agree. More, you could work more with it.
All right, Ted, let's look at this next one. I'm interested in this one.
The Meng 1/9 scale BMW R9T.
Mm-hmm.
Figured that one would get your attention.
Yeah, I can't imagine what Meng's price for this is. That's the only problem, right?
You don't want to know, probably.
Probably not. And it's 1/9 scale. They do that on the odd scale. I'm sure this is incredibly detailed and quite nice. Mm-hmm. I'm sure Ken would like this. He's a BMW fan, BMW bike fan.
Yeah.
It's kind of a modern naked bike. And if you like those, that's going to be cool. Unfortunately, I don't see the price on it, so that's probably a good thing for me.
Unless you develop an idea in your head, well, it should be this. You go look it up, you find it. Oh, it's less than that. Well,
I don't think you get much change off $1.25 out here.
No, probably not. Probably not. Atlantis 1/16 scale funny car tire set.
Did anybody need 1/16 funny car tires?
Well, Atlantis does a kit, as I recall.
Probably, but oh well. Interesting. If you need it, you've got extras.
And also from Atlantis, the Moon Eyes Dragster.
All right, so this is getting a lot of chat, a lot of excitement.
Yeah, a lot of excitement, yep.
I'm surprised because it's not something I know about, but I know a lot of our slackers are very, very excited about this kit.
Oh, yes. Chris is definitely. Chris has either got one or has it on order. I can tell you that.
Yep. So it's out there. Moon Eyes, pretty cool. It's an old traditional dragster.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool if you like that kind of stuff.
Also Atlantis, the Tom McEwen 1957 Chevy funny car. So the Mongoose came back in a 57 Chevy.
Yep. 24 scale. Again, dragster cars, not my cup of tea, but go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got some more 30-second stuff coming up.
Yeah, just one little one. A 1971 Pontiac Firebird Route 32 from Atlantis.
I believe we talked about this before.
Yeah, I think so too. Now, can we spend your money now, Justin?
Oh, sure.
The Model Factory Hero Ferrari 266 F1 1960 Italian Formula Grand Prix.
Okay, that's spending a lot of money, John. This is in 1/12 scale.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. So, this has laser lithography parts, which I have no idea what those mean. So they're like
lithograph is printed, isn't it?
Laser printed
or cut.
Or cut, yeah. I'm going to go with cut, but who knows? Tuned metal parts. Have you seen the wheels on this, John?
No, I this is not my car.
Oh,
this is for you.
The wheels are fantastic. I'm having a feeling that you're going to be wiring those yourself because it's got the hubs and everything to it. Pre-printed tires. Oh, yeah. You have to wire. It comes with all the wires for a wire wheel. So,
God.
Imagine wiring in all of the pieces, the two parts, because the wire comes in two parts, just like the original one.
Holy shoot.
This is not a kit for a quick build. This is a career of modeling.
Oh, dear.
Metal parts list, metal parts list 2, metal parts list 3. Oh, my geez, Murphy.
Have you seen the rivet parts, the laser lithography parts, muffler parts, rivet parts?
Yep. I'm taking a look at those. It's absolutely nuts. It's one word for it. And it's going to be heavy too, because I think a lot of it is metal. So it includes 3D printed parts, photo etch parts, resin parts, rubber parts, turned metal parts, vacuum form parts, water slide decals, white metal parts, other materials, assembly instructions, and of course, painting instructions.
And decals, of course, decals. And boy, is it rather spiffy, isn't it?
That is rather nice at 730 euros. Oof. Oof. That's all I'm going to say.
Oof. Yeah, but you bought $4,000 worth of new kitchen appliances.
Yeah, one of those gets me a happy wife. One of those gets me an unhappy wife. Guess which is which?
Which would make unhappy Justin with half his stuff.
Pretty much. That's okay. We will live in different parts of the house, and never the two shall meet.
There you go.
I have my own kitchen, bathroom, laundry room. I don't need to go upstairs.
Place for models, place to podcast from.
Yep, exactly.
Place to work from. You don't have to go upstairs.
Yep. I don't have a bed down here, but that's okay. I could dig out a camp bed or something in my model room.
I was just thinking that you could get a futon and
exactly
lay it in front of the windows leading outside. The deer could come by and what's this?
Oh, boy.
Oh boy.
All right, John, let's move on.
The Tamiya Honda RA272 from the 1961 Mexican F1 Grand Prix.
This looks lovely, actually. This is a re-release, but I don't believe it
I was just thinking you must have it. It wouldn't be the Mexican Grand Prix.
Yeah, I think this is a different one, and I do believe that this looks like it's a more detailed engine, but I could be wrong on that. Perhaps the other one is the same, and I just don't remember looking at it. Oh, there's a video that says special sound. You can press that and hear the engine.
Oh, God.
Oh, good podcasting. I will not do that. I can just imagine everybody ripping their headphones off there. What the hell was that?
Oh boy. Oh, Highlight Model Studio has a bomber seat upholstery. Yeah,
that's actually
not that type, but
well, it is that type.
Yeah, but it is. Yeah, it is. It's inspired by that type.
Is this metal? Looks like it.
Looks like it, doesn't it?
This is for your Volkswagen Beetle. I think we might have talked about this before. All their
possibly
Volkswagen stuff that they were doing.
Very cool, that's possibly.
If you're doing a hot rod, though, I'm sure this could work very, very nicely for that.
Yes. Anything like that? Yes. 32 Ford, for example.
That's what I was thinking. Perfect for that. Nice.
Salvino's GR has the 1978 Benny Parsons Oldsmobile 442 available now.
I don't recognize this kit as much, but this is where we need Pat.
Mm-hmm.
Pat, you got to tell us what we're doing here. No, it's pretty cool, though. if you're into vintage racing. I'm sure they're selling lots of them.
Pre-order from Heller, the Renault Estafette Gendarmerie. Both can be built as 64 or 73.
Oh, I like this one.
Hmm.
This is a van, in case anybody doesn't know what an Estafette Gendarmerie means. It's a cop van, a police van.
Gendarmerie is another word for police, yes.
That is ugly as sin, but really cool at the same time.
Ugly as sin, yeah. I would describe it.
It's a very European type of design from the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Very, very cool.
Also on pre-order from them is the Citroën B14 Normande.
Just a sec. I was in the process of ordering it. Oh, it's not coming till January, so I'm good.
Oh, boy.
Don't everybody get in and order that one before I do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And let's look at the Citroën. Oh, that's an old school, boring one.
1926, I told you.
Okay, well, yes, I know. Oh, John, how much more stuff have we got here?
Just two more.
All right, good.
Our pre-order from Scale Productions is the VW Ventro or Jetta round headlights, and they also offer the square headlights.
So this is a
Jetta.
A Jetta, but this is a resin body.
Yep.
With headlights, surprisingly enough.
I'm just thinking now, have I ever seen a Jetta as a kit? No. I've seen Golfs, yes, but the Jetta, no. So resin makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Didn't they do a Passat or something that was basically a Jetta?
No, Passat's always been a bigger car.
Okay. I'm just trying to think. I wonder what your base kit for this would be.
Golf.
Using the Fujimi kit as a base.
Yeah, it's a Golf. Golf and Jetta are the same. Mechanically, they're the same cars. One has a sedan, one has a hatchback.
Okay. I never knew that. So there you go.
First car I drove was a Jetta. I kind of know these things. And lastly, soon from Model Factory Hero. This might spend Justin's money.
You and your 112 stuff, John.
From the 1970 24 de Le Mans, the Ferrari 512S.
It's got those laser lithography rivet parts again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, those! I'm looking at the needle nose tweezers next to it and going, do you know how small those are? Trying to get those off. Oh, that's going to be ugly as heck. I think laser lithography means something like
laser
3D printing.
Yeah.
They look like 3D printed, but
yeah. Yeah, they're all attached to a backing plate. Odds are 3D printing.
Thank goodness I can't see the price on this one because I don't need it. Jeez, John.
Yeah, there's no price yet, is there? Darn. Darn!
That's good. That's good.
But it's Model Factory Hero, so you can just imagine. And if you bothered to notice the scale.
Yes, 1/12. I closed that pretty quickly because, well, you've already spent my money on the other one.
Just announced. Available for pre-order soon. Estimated shipping date to be determined.
That is everything coming up into my area at the moment. Everything to be determined.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Amazon Prime is about 2 weeks away.
At least if you get the Ferrari, the 112 scale 256. Estimated shipping date of December 21st. You might get it for Christmas if you're willing to pay.
Okay, I live in a rural area, John. I don't get anything quick anymore. I'm having to come to terms with this.
Listen, Santa comes by air. You ask for Christmas, you'll get it dry. You'll get an air parcel on the 25th.
Yeah.
Right? No?
I don't have a chimney, so I'm screwed.
Yeah, I've never lived in a house with a chimney. I never could figure out how stuff got here from Santa, but it did.
Well, my Santa is Richard in the Amazon delivery van.
Oh, he has a name.
He does.
Cool.
He does. I get a little email every time Richard is coming to visit the house telling me that he's going to be coming to visit the house.
Cool.
Occasionally I'll get one of his coworkers, but I think this poor guy has the run of this neighborhood. And so I get to know his name. I get to know his little white van. He doesn't even have a Amazon van. He's got his own personal minivan. So, I'm driving around town and I see Richard dropping off all the Amazon stuff. I get to wave at him.
Yeah, hey, Richard.
He has no idea who I am, but that's okay. He's Santa Claus to me.
Santa Claus. Père Noël.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you know what's coming up? Speaking of Santa, Christmas is coming up, John.
Yeah, isn't that? Yeah, I think we were just mentioning. Didn't I just say something about that?
You did, yeah. So I thought it'd be a good time to throw out a couple of ideas, at least, for things that you can drop hints for Christmas. If you have other modelers in your life that you hang out with.
Well, other modelers in my life, all I have in my life is a cat.
Well, you got Robert. He's a modeler.
Yeah.
If you wanted to get something for him, for Robert, you could do that. If you wanted to give this to your cat and say, buy me something, press this enter key, because then your Richard can come and drop it off. These are things that you could do.
But it's going to be me who's paying for it if the cat buys it for me. So.
Those are the best kinds of Christmas gifts, John, the ones you buy for yourself.
Okay.
Unless you have a wife that has a sucker for a husband, and you get to buy all of her stuff too.
Oh, you mean like the $4,000 kitchen appliances?
That's what I'm thinking of.
There you go.
Anyway, I'm setting money on fire over here, unfortunately. Let's talk about things for Christmas. If you're looking for stocking stuffers, we came up with a few things under $25. The first one, I thought, it's really hard to find these. I don't know if you've...
Yeah. I buy a box when I need it. I wasn't thinking about it during the pandemic, went looking and had a heart attack at the price for a box of 100 and said, oh my goodness.
Nitrile gloves, a modeler's best friend. If you're like me, you could do your best Michael Jackson impression by just putting it on the one hand that holds stuff when you're painting. But I always make sure I have a glove on because, well, let's face it, walking around with whatever color you've been coating your paint on your hands kind of looks bad and is probably not too healthy for you.
Exactly.
Having, safety is kind of a big thing that I'm thinking a little bit more of now. I've got a wife that is undergoing chemo for cancer, and I look at, some of the things that I perhaps don't do as well as I could. And so there's a couple of safety items on this list, but I think nitrile gloves, they're not as easy to find as they once were, which is why if you've got a modeler or you have a spouse or family member that cares about you, great thing to suggest they get to you because, hey, they can find them and you can use them.
Heck, I use those things at work. Believe it or not. Oh, seriously, I do have a John Deere tractor at work. It does use oil. You really don't want hot engine oil on your hands when you have no access to a sink. Okay. So gloves, yep, no problem.
Good to know. See, always useful. Mm-hmm. Second item, John, I thought filters for a respirator.
Yes, good idea.
We talk about respirators and everybody knows that we are fans of them.
Mm-hmm.
Where, part of the reason I can't paint at the moment is because I have no spray booth to vent outside. And even when I'm painting at a spray booth that vents outside, I'll still be using a respirator.
Uh-huh. Yes.
When's the last time we changed our filters?
Too long ago.
Probably too long ago. Well, for me, it's fine. I haven't been building anything this year because, moving. But yeah, it's something that is relatively inexpensive. We've all got a respirator. Hey, if you need to get to a respirator too, even better. Comes with everything. But definitely, at least annually, if you're painting, you should probably be replacing your filters. So put it on your list. Stay safe.
Even if Santa doesn't bring it to you, bring it to yourself.
Put it in your own.
Yep.
Pretend it's from the cat. Put it in your own stocking.
Oh, God.
Meow.
Yeah. Just so I can keep feeding him.
Exactly. The next thing that I've got on this list is for decanting paint. And I've been playing around with this because, I'm going to be in an airbrush only setup when this new
spray booth
comes. Just because the house that I'm in, I can't have that much overspray because
it's too nice.
It's too nice. It's too expensive. And
there's family in the house. And there's also the princess.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where do the bad smells go first? Down, because they're heavier than air. The princess isn't very far off the ground. So.
Yeah. So I just thought about this. I just need to limit. So what I've got, and I thank Ken Nesbitt for posting this up on our Slack channel. It's a self-piercing tap valve. Not valve, because I tapped it wrong. It's a valve.
You're right. I didn't even notice that.
I did when I was reading it. Which is basically what you get for tapping into a water line.
So that you can run your
fridge.
Not your
ice
fridge,
maker.
but the ice maker on your fridge. That's it. That's what I was looking for.
Yep. I bought one of these. I bought a couple of those round clamps to basically put it
worm
on.
drive clamps.
Worm drive clamps. And a can opener. So the idea of this is you use this to blow off any of the excess propellant.
Yep. You clamp the valve on. With the clamps, you clamp the valve onto your spray can. You gradually turn the valve in. Once it starts hissing, let it hiss. Walk away.
Yep.
Come back a few minutes later, turn it some more. If there's more hissing, again, walk away. Repeat that until you get to the point where it doesn't hiss anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Then take all that stuff off, get your can opener. We mean a metal can opener designed for old school cans, the type where it's a triangle point that you're going to push into the side of the can.
You can still buy those. I just bought a brand new one in Canadian Tire.
Yes, I know you can buy new ones, but I'm going to go with what Ken has said on this. If you have an old one hanging around, it's going to be better off than the new ones because the newer ones are made cheaper.
All right. So this is if you're not married, you're likely to have an old one. If you're married, your wife has already thrown this out years ago.
Probably, yeah.
So anyway, I have a new one of these, all considering this was less than $20. It's a wonderful little setup and I'd recommend it to anybody. It's a cool little tool for taking a can of paint and making it ready rather than strapping straws onto the top and trying to spray them out that way. This is a really neat way to do it.
Mm-hmm. And a little birdie has told me that there's shortly going to be a video made of this, of how to do this.
Cool.
Not me, but a little birdie.
All right. The next thing that I thought of for under $25, this is for the barbarians in your life. Cans of Tamiya primers.
Mm-hmm.
They're perfect. You wrap them up, you slide them into a stocking, and even John will be happy.
Yep. And what you could add to this too, I happen to be thinking of it at the time. You get paint, but if you're going to get Tamiya primers and Tamiya paints, you should get some Tamiya masking tape.
Mm-hmm. Nice. That's a bonus one for us.
Yep.
Very cool. Yeah, definitely the masking tape is good as well. But seriously, if you have a modeler in your life or you want easy things, you can't go wrong with having cans of Tamiya paints dropped into your stocking.
No, you really can't.
No matter what you do, they're just a fantastic paint. And finally, because
this is the Model Car Podcast,
you could get a subscription to the Patreon feed for the Model Car Podcast, including a shout out on the show. What better gift could you ever want for the modeler in your life? I had to do it.
Yeah, you had to. That's right.
All right, John, we talked about things over $25.
Yeah. And
tell me about this thing that is a die cast.
Bad word, isn't it?
Well, you put this in the show notes, so I'm curious.
Yes, I did, and I've thought about it and probably shouldn't have put it in the show notes.
I got to admit, though, it's pretty cool.
It is very, very cool. It is a 1/25th scale die-cast and plastic model of a FDNY, in other words, New York Fire Department, Tower Ladder 9, in other words, an aerial platform. But if you add up the price, there's just no way it's worth what you pay for it.
What's the price? Oh, ouch.
There you go. What can I say? I'm living large, okay? I want Cadillacs, but I can barely afford a Yugo.
Wow, you're definitely living large.
It is a subscription style model. There's somebody who's building it on YouTube, so you can go look that up. And it's just impressive how everything seems to go through. The detail looks decent. For me, I look at it as basically like a Franklin Mint model, but a Franklin Mint model should be, let's say, $500-$600, if that. This thing is what, double that?
Oh, it's more than that.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is, they get you because it's 12 months.
Yeah, that's the problem.
The first pack is only 50 pounds. So what's that? $80 Canadian. And then only 100 pounds per month after that. Mm-hmm. So the whole thing is 1,150 pounds, which is probably about $1,600.
Yeah.
A little spendy.
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit.
But wow. It's pretty cool though. There is a link to this in the show notes. Agora Models. I've never heard of them.
Never heard of them. It's a subscription thing. But it's still just like, my God, man.
I got a question for you. How comfortable would you be with the subscription thing? Because I'm assuming they ship you a few parts each month.
Yeah. Like I said, there's a video on YouTube, seeing what the first package is. Realistically, it might be half an hour worth of work. I mean, it's all pre-painted for you. So you're just assembling stuff with screws and press fit.
Mm.
But I guess I could do it if I really wanted to do it. But it's, at that price, it's like, no.
Well, I'm not even that. If I don't know this Agora Models, and maybe they're a long time, well-reviewed company, but what if they go out of business?
Yeah. Then they got my money and they don't got nothing. Yeah.
You've got 600 pounds into this halfway through the model, and all of a sudden something happens and they stop shipping you anything. And I'm thinking a lot about this because customer service is something I'm going to be talking about next episode.
Just to, put it into easier terms to understand for Americans, you can change the pricing on their website. The pack number 1 is only $65. Then every month after that for the remaining 11 months is $129.99. Still
adds up a bit, $1,500.
Yeah. And then if you're a Canadian,
gets even more expensive.
Yeah, it's realistically price-wise, it's not worth it. But that's the type of thing I was watching the video thinking, well, geez, if I bought that, I could copy pieces and use it to help me build other versions of this thing. And it's like, yeah, but still, that's an awful lot of money.
That's a tough choice, John, whether you want to do this or you buy your Mercedes.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to our suggestions. So
yes,
that's out there if you really want to spoil a modeler. John or myself, we could take that kind of spoiling anytime.
Well, you realize they make more than just that, right? You did look at the website?
I did not. I looked at that one because I was doing show prep.
Well, they have a Jaguar XKE. They have a Routemaster Bus. They have a Shelby Cobra, a Shelby Super Snake.
You just get one of everything and give them a mortgage payment for the month.
Yeah, that's about right.
Oh, yes. Terminator T800. What the heck is that?
Would be Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, they actually do an Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Mm-hmm.
Weird. Okay. I've seen everything now.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yeah, they got all kinds of stuff. I think the fire truck's pretty cool, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That E-Type's not too bad, though. 1/8 scale E-Type, so it's a big one, too, when it's done. Oh, John. Let's move on.
Again.
Typhoon Painting.
Typhoon
paint mixer.
Yes.
I haven't seen these before, and I looked at them and I went, well, first off, I went, holy Jesus, 1999 web design here.
Yes, I know.
The only thing missing is like the theme song when you load it up, and the link to MySpace. But yeah, it's kind of painful. Everything is bold and colorful, and HTML 1.0. Oh, anyway. However, they do these paint mixers that look kind of cool. I had to watch the video to figure out how they work. Basically, they're a little platform with a spinny disc on the top, and you put a bottle of paint on it, and you hold it down and it rotates your paint, which is kind of neat.
Isn't that kind of how they mix test tubes?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, I know I've seen something like this before, just not obviously for us, but I saw this and said, "Oh, this is darn neat."
Not too bad. Sort of in the $100 to $125 US range. So, if you have a neat little person you can't figure out anything to buy for, this might be one. Have you got one of these, John?
No, I have an antique Robart one.
Similar design?
No, you have to strap the bottle on and press the button, and it works. But this has got me looking at it. It's like, if I had the money.
See, I'm thinking, I'm going to be decanting a lot of stuff. And so shaking up stuff that you've decanted is not a bad idea. I was very tempted when I saw these.
So am I, but again, money.
Very much. Hey, speaking of money, this is the perfect gift if you want to annoy John. Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR coupe. I'm not even going to say that other word. This is the one.
Uhlenhart coupe?
Yeah, sure. This is the one that John lost his marbles about a few shows ago.
Yeah, just about. Yeah.
I've never seen John so excited for one product, and this is it. And I got to say, it is fantastic.
So's the price.
Yeah, well, it's discounted at the moment, John. 22%, only 1,100 euros.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. That buys furniture. That might buy you a fridge.
Nope, not with my wife's choice. But anyway,
okay.
This would have been my dishwasher or maybe my stove. But anyway, let's move on. I love this kit. I've come back to it and looked at it several times. It's really nice.
It's quite impressive.
If you haven't seen this, and it's a little bit of a crazy expensive gift, but if you want to treat yourself, really go look at this. It is. Yeah, I'm not a huge Mercedes fan, but oh my gosh, this is it's fantastic.
The trunk opens, the doors open, the hood opens, showing off the space frame chassis, and
the detail that you can see on this is just lovely. So we're throwing it back in there because it's definitely over $25.
The weight of the finished model is 8 kilos.
I'm assuming they're not offering free shipping with this one then, huh?
It includes more than 700 pieces made of different materials such as metal, rubber, textiles, and high-quality plastic. Both steering and suspension are fully functional, as well as doors and bonnets.
Wow.
Oh, and it may have already shipped, or no, it's going to ship. Start shipping when? Tomorrow!
They've got more stock coming in tomorrow.
Holy shoot, stock incoming, pre-order now. Estimated shipping date, tomorrow.
You might get it in time for Christmas, John.
Which means if you're in Europe, it's today.
By the time you read this, it's out. Or by the time you hear this, it's out.
It's out. The measurements once assembled are 55 by 210, or 550, I should say, centimeters by 210 by 160 centimeters.
Millimeters.
I don't have anything to measure right beside me.
Is that millimeters?
It says centimeters. It says cm.
550 centimeters is huge.
Well, it's 1/8 scale.
I guess so.
It's huge.
It's huge.
Oh, well.
No, 160 centimeters. Okay. No, it's got to be millimeter. Hold on a second. Let me put that into inches so I can understand it. 160 divided by 25.
Okay, if you go down now, if you scroll down.
Yeah, that's okay. 6.3 inches. That's about right then. Divided by 2.54. 550 divided by 2.54. No, it's... Something's not right.
Something is not right. Package measures. Now, this would be the box. 800 millimeters by 600 millimeters by 300 millimeters.
Yeah.
Width, depth, height.
Okay, so that has to be millimeters because 160 centimeters is 63 inches.
Yeah, there's no way.
That may be the original thing.
Yeah.
That's got to be millimeters. Okay, that's a typo, but that's okay. It's still big.
Still huge. 1/2 scale again. That would take over the desk where the computer is at.
Mm-hmm. But you don't need a printer anymore.
I need a scanner.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For?
I've used the scanner and printer in the past week. So
what do you scan?
What I printed.
So, hold on a sec here. We print something and then we scan it?
Yes.
I'm really going to... No, never mind.
I was following directions. I was doing what I was told to do. So I did what I was told to do.
All right.
I don't say that there aren't other ways to do it, but this is what they wanted. So I did as I was told.
Okay. See, I would just take a photo of it because I've got a PDF thing on my phone that does it all for me. Anyway, That's cool. All right. The next thing that I thought of, this is definitely over $25. The Pace Enterprises spray booth that I have ordered.
Yes. The 36-inch deluxe Peacekeeper.
That is apparently huge, especially when you pack it. So I am so excited to get this. I have no idea how good it is. Everybody that I talked to that has one of these has told me how good it is. I'm so excited. The process of getting them is more challenging than I had figured. If you're in the States, so it's much easier. They ship it UPS, boom, to your door included. So definitely something to look at. And the other thing that I'm debating on, and I'm going to wait till I've got some extra cash, the Grex Tritium TG. This is what you have, isn't it, John? The spray airbrush.
Once you go trigger action, you don't want to go back.
This is a dual action piston style airbrush. And I'm really tempted to look at one of these. I've even had one in a cart before looking at the price. And again, once I've set up, I may consider dropping the money on one of these because they look really good. And I think might be really nice.
Just pointing out now, if you follow your length, there's 10% off till the beginning of next year.
Well, I'm not sure I'll have any money between now and next year.
Okay.
My wife has blown it all. So you've got one of these. What would you recommend it, John?
Yes.
Why? How about expanding on that? Give the people at home something to listen to.
Doesn't yes say it all? You asked what I recommended. Yes. That's an easy answer, isn't it?
All right. And that died.
My paint jobs, I won't say they were bad before, no, but I'll admit I was probably getting better paint jobs than I should have from what I had. This just made them took it to a whole nother level. So the Grex is just, oh my God.
Cool. All right. So we did go out to our Patreons and Slacker and ask them what they would like. And the list actually was surprising. Kits are apparently the big thing.
Yeah.
The 30 Ford from Revell, the new release that just came out. Big hit. Big hit. For those that didn't already get it. What surprised me, and we talked about it earlier, was Atlantis's Moon Eyes Dragster. Very, very popular. Everybody wants one for Christmas. The Grex XGI 0.5 with a fan tip, dedicated only to clear coats. That's very specific. But again, the Grex, definitely something that people are excited about. I think the XGI is a regular version, not the trigger version, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong on that.
Still happen to have your link open. Yeah, it's a regular ergonomic dual action airbrush, top, gravity feed.
Cool.
Nothing wrong with it. Trust me, you don't want that. You want a tritium.
You want one with a trigger.
Yeah. Yep.
The Poacher Ferrari F40 engine kit. Do you know anything about this one?
Ancient, but yeah.
Oh.
It's what, 1/8 scale, something like that?
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah.
Similar Ford Focus kits. What do you know about these, John? These are racing cars.
Never had one. These are WRC,
Yeah.
of course, rally cars, but yeah, they're racing cars. They're Ford Focus rally car. Yeah, why not? I'm all for it.
It's one of those things. I think we talked about it when they first came out, and then I sort of forgot they existed. Something that
you forgot they existed. Nobody, never seen a review on any of them or the bell kits in the magazines or online or anything. That's what prompted me to buy a bell kits kit, because I wanted to see what the what the commotion was about.
They're wonderful, for want of anything else, but
yes.
I'm surprised because I haven't really heard much about this Similar since they came out. Who's doing it, or what the whole details are with them. I just Googled them, and they sort of have a Facebook page with lots of really neat stuff on there.
Mm-hmm.
But I forgot they existed, to be brutally honest, until somebody put them in the show notes. So, yep.
Yeah. I think there's stuff like that that's out there that we're not seeing a lot of that could definitely do from a bit more publicity.
Yeah. Similar looks like they're, Fabricant Français de Maquettes de something or other, and Plastique. So, they're a French company. That's probably why we don't hear much about them.
Could be. I could always do a shout out to them en français and see what we get.
I have a feeling I know what that answer is going to be based on my general response from anybody in the hobby, but that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
To bear.
Leave it for next week.
I will. The next one, Meng's 125th Ford F-350, which came and it went and was never reissued. They did a smaller version of it.
Nope.
If anybody wants one of these, my local shop has one. The one that I was feeling sad about the other week, because he still has one of these. So that tells you a lot about how much he's selling them. But these have become quite rare.
Refresh the price.
I think it was 115, which is...
Oh, that's why it's staying there.
No, it's actually not a bad price for that kit.
Well, I'll tell you this much. I walked into a hobby shop once in the Montreal area, and I walked out with the F-250 under my arm.
The F-250 from...
Because the Meng F-250.
The 350. Is that 250 or 350? Okay.
Anyway, I could be wrong. Yeah, if it is a 350, it has single rear wheels.
Yeah, it's not
a
dually.
Like a 250, in other words. Okay, so it's the same kit, in other words. I paid $70 Canadian.
Well, you got a good deal.
I may have walked in with a cloak and dagger.
But seriously though, what was the regular price on it? It wasn't $70.
I don't recall. And the guy said, "Don't worry about the price. It's yours for $70." It's like, what?
Well, that's why he's trying
it's
to
off
sell
the shelf.
Yeah.
It was off the shelf. The owner saw me looking at it, and he said, "Don't worry about that. It's $70 if you want it today." Yeah, okay. It was gone.
I paid over $100 for mine when I bought it new, when they first came out.
Yeah.
So, but really cool kit.
I think honestly it was within a year of it coming out that I got it. So it's just, right place, right time.
Mm-hmm. I don't get many of those anymore.
The older you get, the more rare that is.
A bit anywhere at the right time. Oh man. I went to the mall yesterday, John.
Oh.
All right. So I just plugged this into eBay.
Google.
There is one listed for $224 Canadian.
Wow.
There is another one for $441, $232.
No, I don't think so.
278, 220. You know what? I might actually have to go buy that kit. The 135 is much less expensive, but that kit is not cheap by any stretch. Okay. So more importantly, let's see what it's selling for. Oh, it's actually selling for $220 some odd on eBay. 232. That one's not there. Somebody bought one for, that's the pre-printed version. Yeah, it's going for around $225.
Hey, nope. Yep. Okay. So I've got gold.
So you did a real good job on that one, which is why it's on our list of people wanting one, because that's become quite a good thing. Good airbrush paints. We talked about the Tamiya paints. Another good thing is good airbrush paints. What would you say are good airbrush paints, John? Have you tried the Tamiya out of the bottle airbrush paints?
I haven't seen the bottled lacquers yet. I can walk into my regular stop and get the bottled enamels, but not the lacquers.
Okay, I've got some of the lacquers. I'm going to try those when we get them up. But as to me, I can't expect them to be anything but fantastic.
Yeah, you just need to get your spray booth in.
I know. I know.
Coming.
Says Christmas. All right, the next one you're going to have to translate for me. An AITM Mac LT kit.
AITM is a aftermarket manufacturer. They make resin trans kits of trucks. A Mac LT, it's like, well, a Mac R, a Mac LT. Earlier truck. That's all.
Cool.
AITM, American Industrial Truck Models, I believe is what it originally stood for.
I would not have got there, but I'm glad to have got you to tell me.
Owned and operated by named Dave Nattell.
Cricut.
Cricket,
Whatever.
Cricket.
Why is it called Cricut?
That's what it's called.
Okay.
I've seen commercials on TV.
I haven't seen a commercial for it. This is the thing that cuts patterns out of vinyl.
That's right. And the similar Silhouette by Cameo does the same thing. That's why I put that in, because it's the same idea, similar machines, similar ideas, similar ways of working.
What would you use one of these for, John?
Well,
making vinyl for the side of a Salvino's kit.
There you go. That's one idea. Another idea that I've had that is I've actually had them done by somebody else before, but I realized in the past week or so that I could use my Silhouette to cut masks from vinyl so I can paint the stripes on, say, a model truck.
I was actually thinking window masks would be perfect for this.
Yes, that would work too, yes.
Cool.
And I was also thinking that I could also make an original pattern for the side of it, let's say the side of a truck body, like a tow truck or a fire truck or something like that, print 2 copies, put that onto a piece of sheet plastic, scribe, snap, and there's my 2 identical pieces of sheet metal, if you will.
Cool. Are these expensive things? I don't know too much about them.
Depends on timing. They do introduce new models every now and again.